Assalamualaikum and good morning to the opponents and proponents. Welcome to the debate. I would to thank all the audience. Thank you very much for attending this debate. The topic for today's debate is face-to-face interaction with lectures more effective than online session and lectures. My name is Ahmad Kamal Hakimi as a moderator for today's debate. First of all, let me introduce to all of you our opponents and proponents today. Most of them have a lot of knowledge and also experience about this topic that we will discuss. The first proponent is Lukman. While the first opponents Amirul. Basi as a second proponent and Shahnun as a second opponent and Amri as a last proponent. Welcome to our debate for today. The COVID-19 has resulted in educational institutes shut all across the world. As a result, education has changed dramatically with the distinctive rise of e-learning, whereby teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platform. For further detail about this topic, I would like to see information from the first proponent, Lukman. In your opinion, is face-to-face interaction with lectures more effective than online session and lectures?
I want to thanks for inviting me to today's debate and thank you also to the moderator, Encik Kamal Hakimi, for giving me a chance to share my opinion here. In my opinion, face-to-face interaction with lecturer is more effective than online session and lectures. First of all, we need to know that body language, face expression, and tone of voice play an important role so that we can convey an opinion effectively. So, here we can see that when the lecturer teach face-to-face with his students, without realizing it, the lecturer has adapted all three languages when teaching. So, students will be more interested in learning. Also, if a subject involves calculation such as macroeconomic cost, account cost, statistics cost, and so on, face-to-face learning is very important for students. This is because students better understand what the lecturer is teaching. Next, face-to-face interaction with lecturers is better because students will be more focused while learning. The lecturer is also able to monitor the movement of his or her students during the learning season. Okay, not to forget also, during the face-to-face learning seasons, the students can ask directly to the lecturer if he or she does not understand about something presented by the lecturer, and then the lecturer will re-explain directly. Okay, here I want to touch a little bit on the disadvantage of learning online. The first is that students will be faced with internet network problem. This often happens to students living in rural areas. So, when the online learning season was conducted, the students could not follow the class well due to internet connection problems. In addition, students will also be less focused. This happens when students often do the other things such as playing their mobile phone while the lecturer is teaching. However, the lecturer did not know what the student was doing because the lecturer could not monitor the students. Also, I believe that when online learning seasons are done, there are a handful of students who will feel bored and in turn will do their own things. Finally, based on my explanation of face-to-face interaction with lecturer and example of the disadvantage of online sessions and lecture, I think that face-to-face interaction with lecturer is more effective than online sessions and lectures. That's all from me.
Thank you from the first proponent, Lukman. Now we heard from opponent Amirul about advantages of online learning.
Thank you, moderator, for asking a question. Hi everyone, I am Muhammad Amirul bin Zaidi as a first affirmative speaker. Firstly, let me continue my point with the next advantage of online learning. The advantage of online learning are students and teachers can manage their time better. This is because the due date for assignment has already been set by their teachers. For example, students are required to submit their assignment on Monday and they can complete it on weekend. They can also complete the assignment without interruption as in school. In addition, students and teachers can have more time to spend with their family. Good time management can help facilitate online learning session. Teachers also can do a meeting at morning or evening during free time using a teaching platform. For the student, they do not have to move from one class to another to undergo a different learning session at a different place. Thank you.
Thanks for the explanation from our opponent. Now we will hear an argument from the second proponent, Basi.
Thank you to moderator. Salam sejahtera, and before I start the argument, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Basir bin Mat. My matric number is HY9B0259. The whole world is experiencing a COVID-19 pandemic that is forcing students to pursue online learning. Therefore, we can distinguish between the benefit of face-to-face classes and online classes. In my opinion, face-to-face classes are better than online classes. But why? The first is face-to-face classes provide a better environment and complete facilities compared to online classes that are only done at home. When we are on campus, of course the facilities provided are complete for the comfort of learning, and indirectly we will be more focused while the class is running. When online classes, students will use internet data, and sometimes poor internet access cause students to not be able to attend online classes well. In addition to the situation at home where it is less comfortable, because I believe students are not alone at home and with their family, it will definitely add to the lack of student focus due to noise or being disturbed by family members. Second is face-to-face classes provide students to develop interpersonal skill. Interpersonal skill are very important for students to use in the future while at work, such as good communications and association with teamwork. With face-to-face classes, students can build interpersonal skill because when in a classroom, students are often required to speak their mind. They may be required to give presentation or speeches. They have to work cooperatively in group of people with different differing viewpoint. Different from online classes because there is no need to interact with student or lecturer. The course's interpersonal skill cannot be fully developed and students cannot apply this skill in the future. As we know, UMK is entrepreneurial university and is very appropriate to emphasize interpersonal skill to students because every organization need good interpersonal skill to qualify them in a more comfortable and good place. The third is face-to-face classes can develop student memory. Memory is very important for students because it make it possible to store what the lecturer is teaching. Students can expand their memory by memorizing and reading, but when online classes, students lack reading and memorization. For example, students taking a test or quiz online do not have to worry because students have to have the ability to use a book or quickly look up the answer online during assessment. In fact, online classes do not promote memory development. Different from face-to-face classes because when taking the exam, students will read and memorize first because they cannot get references from books and the internet. Indirectly, students are able to improve their memory development in the long run. In the last is face-to-face learning is a really effective way to learn knowledge and skill because it often combines different ways of learning including discussion, presentations, project group work, film clips, demonstration, and practice. For example, subjects that require calculations such as accounts and statistics require two face-to-face classes because they are quite technical. With face-to-face classes, students can ask directly to the lecturer what is not understood and can solve problem more quickly. In the contrast to online classes, discussion with lecturer and teamwork will be limited and lack of understanding of what is being taught. Students have to look for it on the internet themselves. Therefore, which face-to-face learning instructors are better able to gauge understanding and interest of students, and it is easier to generate group excitement about a subject. In my opinion, with the current situation forcing students to attend classes online, all parties must play their respective role, including government, lecturer, and student, to continue to excel even by learning online. The government need to provide assistance to students in terms of laptops, internet data, and so on, for students to be more focused on learning, on online learning. Lecturer must also understand the situation of students who have less internet access and are desperate for online classes. Students, on the other hand, should be prepared for new learning situations that may be very different from face-to-face classes. Students should have high motivation so as not as to be stressed by this situation. I think that's all my agreement. That's all from me, and thank you. Back to the moderator.
Wow, that thanks for explanation from our second proponent, Basi. Now we will hear an argument from our second opponent, Shahnun, about benefit of online learning.
Thank you, moderator. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Ni Ahmad Shahnun Iqbal bin Hussein. Okay, we know the technology today is very helpful in very human movement. At one in the internet world with smart mobile partner make life easier and without distance limitation. Online learning is more flexible in terms of time and place than face-to-face learning. If students study online, students can organize their study time. The setting in terms of time and place is very flexible. If we study online, we can choose a comfortable place and can conduct learning better. Also, we don't have to commute to campus, so this will save time and be able to study wherever we want. The advantage of learning anywhere without having to commute is one of the benefits of online learning. We don't have to deal with busy travel and traffic, and we can learn from the comfort of our own home. Online learning has given us freedom and good adaptation option. This will make online learning a good alternative compared to the classroom environment. This is because taking online class gives students the option to study in the most conducive and comfortable, whether in a room, in a library, in a coffee shop or garden, and students need only a laptop or smartphone with internet connection. Furthermore, with online class, students have more free time and can study at any time. Although we have to watch live according to the time, but after that, we can watch again to review a lesson. If the class is face-to-face, we need to prepare in advance before going to class and need to attend class according to a specific and time schedule. Thus, online learning is proving to be a good alternative for students. So, online learning is the right choice for students to learn online. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the argument from Shahnun. Now we hear an argument from the last proponent, Amri.
Okay, thank you to moderator. Before I start the argument, I would like to introduce myself. Okay, my full name is Muhammad Amri bin Arif. I'm stay at Tanah Merah, Kelantan as the invited panel. Now, the word is sickness with an infectious disease, the coronavirus, including Malaysia. As a result of this disease, education institutions are affected by COVID, causing the government to have to close all education institutions at Malaysia. Therefore, education institutions have to find new way to ensure that study run normally, namely through online method. This has an impact on students. For example, in terms of the understand, for example, in terms of the understanding, thus we can distinguish the benefit of online learning with face-to-face. Okay, in my opinion, face-to-face method is better than class online learning methods because face-to-face learning make it easy for students to understand what is being taught by what is being taught by teacher or lecturer. In addition, by learning face-to-face, students can communicate directly to their lecturer or teacher when they not understand what teacher teach. Okay, when studying face-to-face, lecturer and teacher will explain more thoroughly compared to online classes. Therefore, for me, face-to-face class are better than class online. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. We all really appreciate the argument from our opponent and proponent. Now we know the conclusion. Learning either directly or online has its own advantage and benefits. Based on argument from opponent and proponent, we can conclude that face-to-face learning is more effective than online learning. Thank you for our panel today. Hope we all can meet again. Thank you. Bye.